Michael Kernicki, the head golf professional at Canterbury Country Club in Cleveland, Ohio, on the other end of our line. He's probably startled like I am to see that Paul Goidos shot 59 yesterday at the age of 46 in the John Deere Classic. Let's just pay respect to that first. That's a heck of a number, isn't it, Michael?
Good morning, my friend Michael Patrick, and isn't that terrific for Paul Goidos? Now, there is a great guy.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
You bet. And, he's always been really a good player. You know, he had the Players' Championship won a couple of years ago and let it get away from him. And, but I loved it. The reality is 59, and he's got the lead by one.
Yeah, he might not even win.
They're good.
Yeah, he can't even sit back and relax. They're on his heels. Now, I sent you a text last night when I was watching that preposterous television show in which LeBron James told everyone he's going to Miami, and I wrote to you, bummer. And you wrote back, well, maybe not. Why did you say that?
Well, you're right, preposterous show, and it's probably better in the long run for Cleveland because everybody's, the Cleveland media, you should have seen it last night at the 11 o'clock news. I mean, everybody's so upset. I mean, you'd think that, they want this guy's head. And I'm like, this is what it's all about. This NBA is ridiculous, frankly, that somebody can have a show like that to tell you where he's going, and we're all supposed to be hanging on, tooth and nail to watch it. And in my opinion, obviously, the whole thing thinks that it's ridiculous. But my opinion is, here's the measure of the man. You work for somebody for 7 years. They pay you gobs of money.
Yeah.
You don't have the decency to call your owner, who's done everything he can do for you, and tell him what your decision is going to be. You go do it on national television. In Greenwich, Connecticut, give me a break. What's that all about? They never ever did address why he was in Greenwich, Connecticut. But
I think it's close to ESPN headquarters is probably the reason.
Yeah, it may be less expensive for ESPN to do it there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then, this is this big deal about, you got to do things that can make you happy in life. He's either got absolutely terrible handlers, but I also think he's just got one big giant ego, and that kind of fits right into the NBA, which is really a shame.
Yeah, I was surprised too when from the questioning, it seemed like he hadn't let the Cavaliers know that his decision that they found out on television like everybody else.
Yeah, well, there was one specific question that one of the guys from ESPN asked him and said, have you had the conversation with Mr. Gilbert? And he said, no.
Yeah.
Now, are you kidding me? Do you think that he would... The people are so hurt in the Cleveland area. I'm not in that bunch, but there's a lot of people that are. But, can you imagine how, if you had some class, you might have, come on with locally, and you would have talked to the Cavs in advance. You'd have said, thank you for so much that you've done for me. This is a decision that I really want to make because I got a chance to play with two of my buddies and win the championship, and that's really what it is. And I've loved my time here, yada 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 yada. Mm-hmm. And I hope you understand this is why I got to move on. But obviously that doesn't happen. And the stories that I've heard about him from the very beginning is there's one big giant ego there, and hey, you know what? If you're 25 years old and they want to pay you all that money and you can be called the king, what do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, and he kept saying, well, I gave my best to Cleveland over those 7 years, and I showed up, and that blah, blah, blah. And it was really startling to me, but like you said, it is the NBA, and it's big money, and I guess that's how it goes. But I was really surprised Dan Gilbert issued a statement, you've heard by now, saying that he was selfish, and it was cowardly, and a betrayal, and we're going to win an NBA title before he does. Is there any chance that could happen?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to have to get some players.
Yeah.
Because I'm not so sure that, that I can sit back and say that the Heat are going to go there and make it happen right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to put a team together, and you're going to also have to see how the three of these guys can play together. And they probably can, because they did they've been buddies from coming out the draft together, and they did well in the Olympics together. But day in and day out, they all have a pretty good-sized ego. And, it's going to be difficult for the Cavs to do that. But I tell you what, they made the great move in getting Byron Scott. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be, he's been a winner, so consequently, he'll, but they'll have to make a lot of changes. So, and it is what it is. So
I thought it was
interesting. When I moved to Cleveland, the interesting thing is this town, regardless, if the Cavs had won the championship at some point, this town is really something. It is Browns, it's Indians, and it's Cavs.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. And so it's all about the Browns in this town, and it'll be all about the big three in Miami. So.
Well, he's doing it backwards. You went from Miami to Cleveland. He's going Cleveland to Miami, and I think the quality of life in Miami might seem appealing to a young guy for a while, but the quality of life in the Midwest, unbeatable. Michael Kernicki at Canterbury Country Club in Cleveland on the LeBron James decision. Good luck in Toronto this weekend.